Tensions between Israel and Iran have reached a critical point, drawing the world's attention to the heart of the Middle East. Amid this volatile environment, former U.S. President Donald Trump has made headlines with a bold and controversial statement. In a recent interview, Trump asserted that peace between Israel and Iran is not only possible, but that it may actually be imminent, though, in his words, only after the two nations fight it out. This remark has sparked intense debate, raising questions about the prospects for diplomacy, the potential for direct conflict, and the broader implications for U.S. foreign policy and global stability. To understand the significance of Trump's statement, it's essential to grasp the context of the current conflict. Over recent months, Israel and Iran have engaged in a series of escalating military operations. Israel has conducted precision strikes within Iran, targeting high-profile figures and infrastructure linked to Iran's nuclear program. Iran, in response, has issued stern warnings of retaliation, threatening Israeli and U.S. military positions across the region. The situation has forced the United States to take precautionary steps, including the evacuation of diplomatic and military personnel from neighboring countries. Against this backdrop, Trump's comments represent both a reflection of the gravity of the situation and a controversial prescription for how peace might ultimately be achieved, by suggesting that a direct confrontation may be a necessary precursor to negotiation. Trump is leaning into a long-standing but contentious theory in international relations, that sometimes conflicts must reach their peak before adversaries are willing to come to the table. Historically, some of the world's most enduring peace agreements have indeed followed periods of intense conflict, when all parties recognize the futility of further violence. Yet, such an approach carries enormous risks. A full-scale war between Israel and Iran would have devastating consequences, not just for the two countries involved, but for the entire region and beyond. Civilian casualties, economic instability, and the possibility of wider international involvement are all very real threats. Trump's hint at possible U.S. intervention only adds to the uncertainty, as direct American involvement could either deter further escalation or, conversely, draw the U.S. and its allies deeper into a protracted and costly conflict. The feasibility of a peace agreement, as Trump suggests, hinges on several critical factors. First, both Israel and Iran would need to reach a point where the costs of continuing the conflict outweigh any potential gains. Second, effective mediation, potentially involving international actors such as Russia or European powers, would be essential to bridge the deep-seated mistrust between the two sides. Trump himself has mentioned the possible role of Russian President Vladimir Putin in mediating talks, indicating that the resolution of this conflict may depend on a broader coalition of influential states. Global reactions to Trump's remarks have been mixed. Some view his confidence in an imminent peace deal as overly optimistic, given the entrenched hostilities and complex regional dynamics. Others see his willingness to consider U.S. intervention as a necessary show of strength in the face of Iranian threats. Still, many experts caution that any military escalation could spiral out of control, making diplomatic solutions even more elusive. At this critical juncture, the world watches closely. Will the cycle of violence continue to escalate, or can a window for negotiation be found, even amid the chaos? Trump's statements have added a new layer of complexity to an already fraught situation, highlighting the profound challenges and the slim hopes for peace in one of the world's most volatile regions. As events unfold, the stakes could not be higher for the future of the Middle East and global security.